Hey, is this thing recording?
I don't know. Did you push this button over here?
Hey, keep your eyes on the road. Oh, hey, Scuba Squad. How you guys doing? Thanks for tuning in. So, just heading home from Crosby. We had a fun dive this weekend, and had a couple of new divers that were having a bit of trouble managing their buoyancy. And we've had a lot of new divers this year. That is great, but typically new divers seem to have a few struggles managing their buoyancy in these cold water lakes because it's cold water. You're in a 7 mil wetsuit, so you have all these thick neoprene suits, and you have to wear more weight. And because we're wearing 12, 14, 16, sometimes 18 pounds of weight in order to achieve negative buoyancy at the surface, that makes it tougher when you get to depth to maintain buoyancy, especially if you're doing a shallow dive. So typically, if I have new divers, I'll limit their depth. We'll do about 25, maybe 30 feet. And what I typically see new divers doing is they get negative, they get too negative, they crash into the bottom, and then they inflate their BC, and they inflate it too much, and they get positively buoyant, so they start to rise and rise and rise, and they have a difficult time controlling that, and then they have to deflate. And so what they end up is rising, sinking, and it's difficult and it's frustrating to have a nice, easy, comfortable dive when you're constantly fighting your buoyancy and controlling that buoyancy control. And the key to this is, first of all, you have to be properly weighted, and you also have to have those weights distributed properly so you can find kind of your center of gravity and find your balance. And there's no easy shortcut to this. It takes time. It takes a lot of diving in these cold water lakes with these thick wetsuits to master your buoyancy. I went through it. Sally, you went through it too?
I went through it too.
We all went through it. And there's no easy answer. You can read about it in a textbook. You can have an instructor talk to you about it. But really the only way to figure it out is to just get out and dive. And it may be a struggle. It may be frustrating. You may get dejected. Push through it. Keep at it. Don't give up on yourself. And it's difficult. That's all I can say. I've seen a lot of divers get frustrated. I've seen some divers quit, and that's something I don't like to see, because usually when people have their open water certification, they're all excited to go diving, and that doesn't work out for them. They're having a tough time, so they kind of give up. And one of my core values as a dive master is that I don't give up on divers until they give up on themselves. As long as they keep trying, as long as they keep wanting to learn, I'll help them. If they say I can't do it, if they say I'm done, there's nothing I can do at that point for that diver. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you're right. And so part of diving is not only are you learning about diving, but you're also learning about yourself. You learn things about yourself that you didn't know, at least hopefully. And if you can kind of push through those first 15 or 20 or 25 dives, it gets easier and easier and easier and better and better and better. And I also like to say that you'll learn more from your failures than you do from your successes. Because if you went down and your buoyancy and trim was perfect, your first dive after your open water certification, what are you going to learn about buoyancy and trim going to do.
Different waters.
So also keep in mind, you know, if we're diving in saltwater, that's a different animal than freshwater lakes. In cold water, pools are different. Everything's a little bit different. Every cylinder that you use, like if you're going from an aluminum cylinder to a steel cylinder, that's going to change your buoyancy, so you have to make those adjustments and keep good notes. Right? Use your logbooks. Write it down. It's a good thing to refer back to. Like, hey, I haven't been on a trip in 2 years. What did I need for weight when I was diving last? So just keep pushing through it. Keep working at it. It's frustrating. It's difficult. We've all been there. We've all had those frustrations. Just want to reiterate that it sometimes takes literally 100 dives to really get your trim and your buoyancy control and get everything all dialed in. And there's no shortcuts to it. You just got to get out and do it. And so that's my thoughts on that. Hopefully, if you guys are signing up for fun dives with local shops, the dive master can help you, or is willing to put some time in you and help you work on those skills, especially as a new diver. That to me is super important. So hopefully that helps. Keep on diving. Keep it up. You guys, it's good to see you guys out at the lake. It's good to see people out diving. So we appreciate your support, and thank you. Have a good day, everyone, and safe diving.